Imagine just for a second the crushing, bone-deep exhaustion of endless hustle culture. You grind, you fail, you hate yourself, and then you wake up and do it all over again. It's brutal, right? But now contrast that with true, effortless growth. A state where good habits just happen automatically without this exhausting mental war. Well, that is the exact code we're going to be cracking in this explainer today.
So, let's ask the big question. Why does trying to fix your life usually feel like stepping into a giant, endless trap? You know the exact feeling. You swear you're going to change, you try your absolute hardest, and bam, you end up right back where you started. To actually break free from this, you have to survive 7 distinct psychological stages.
All right, let's dive right into it with Stage 1, the drifter's trap, or as it's often called, the doomer era.
At this point, honestly, self-improvement isn't even on your radar. You're stuck in a brutal psychological catch-22. You sedate yourself with mindless, short-term pleasure, which secretly convinces your subconscious that, well, you're just a degenerate. And because you adopt that toxic identity, you lose the exact confidence you need to actually escape the cycle. Basically, your own brain completely traps you.
Which brings us to Stage 2, the effort era. This is where you are finally flipping the switch. Eventually, that sedation wears off. You hit a breaking point and literally scream, "Okay, I've had enough." Out of intense self-disgust, you take strict, aggressive action. You clean, you run, you fix things, you pull off 24 hours of hyper-productivity, and you feel absolutely unstoppable. But the very next morning, you wake up, get triggered by your old environment, and instantly slip right back to Stage 1.
Now, if you push through, you hit Stage 3, the yo-yo era. But really, this is just a giant house of cards.
If you make it here, you might actually chain a few good days together. You start noticing real benefits like more energy and a clearer mind. But this house of cards hides a massive, looming danger, and it comes down to one number: 0. That is exactly how many bad days you feel you can afford. The pressure becomes completely astronomical. You demand absolute perfection from yourself, terrified that eating a single burger will destroy your entire identity.
And when that inevitable slip-up finally happens, the crash is catastrophic. It triggers this brutal internal war. Your starved monkey brain ravenously demands to binge, while your defeated logical brain just throws its hands up and lets it happen. So, you binge hard, the disgust comes rushing back, and the grueling cycle violently resets.
Next up is Stage 4, the optimization era. This is your classic white-knuckle fix.
Desperate to stop this exhausting yo-yo effect, you turn inward. You're devouring podcasts, going to therapy, taking supplements, basically trying to hack your way to discipline. But listen, eating a fish oil pill is not going to magically motivate you to lead a healthy life. Tactics and supplements, yeah, they help lubricate the process, for sure, but they aren't some benevolent amoeba living in your brain that instantly cures your degenerate tendencies.
Moving on to Stage 5, the influencer era, or the perfection facade.
Because you've actually chained some success together now, you start this optional side quest. You attach your entire identity to your outward victories, maybe starting a fitness Instagram, just to prove to the world you've made it. But there's a fatal flaw here. It's an exhausting, modern illusion pushed by social media. It's a pseudo-Epicurean fantasy that sells you the lie that you can achieve this flawless state of existence where pain, struggle, and bad days just simply do not exist.
This leads right into Stage 6, the recalibration. This is all about embracing the cheat.
See, maintaining that fake perfection guarantees one thing: severe burnout. And this triggers a recalibration that, ironically, feels like total failure at first. You eat the burger. You stop trying to maintain the facade. But a massive paradigm shift happens right here. You are no longer doing things to prove you aren't a degenerate. You're doing things simply because feeling good feels good. Skipping the junk food isn't a strict punishment anymore. You just prefer vibing at a higher frequency.
It becomes a completely organic, totally guilt-free process. You eat the burger, but calmly realize it doesn't actually make you feel that great. Then you go to the gym, not out of self-hatred, but because you genuinely want to be there. You're organically mixing habits until your body naturally, automatically prefers the healthy ones.
And finally, we arrive at Stage 7, the realist stage. This is where the ego completely melts away.
This is the final breakthrough. Your fragile ego vanishes. You stop sprinting away from your flaws, and you just accept that you, like literally everyone else on Earth, are a little bit degenerate.
And that brings us to the absolute most powerful takeaway of this entire explainer. All of your failures, all of that painful yo-yoing, it's just data. A relapse is no longer proof that you are fundamentally broken. It is simply incoming information to help you evaluate how you feel.
So here is the psychological blueprint of the realist. Expect the urge. When it happens, don't freak out. Don't invent grand conspiracies about your identity. Just view your past actions purely as data. Sit calmly with that urge, and then confidently choose the reality you actually want to inhabit.
I want to leave you with a final, thought-provoking question to really reevaluate your daily habits. Are you frantically running away from self-loathing, or are you calmly running toward feeling good? Because the exact moment you stop fighting yourself and start paying attention to what actually makes you feel alive, well, everything changes.